right? Um, but then you have people who will try and put everything in the agreement that is clearly just one-sided, and they're going to screw the other person. A classic example is somebody who is making $300,000 a year, and their partner is unemployed. They're about to have a kid. The unemployed spouse is going to be the caregiver for the children. Yet that person tells me, I want to put a term in there that says if we happen to separate, there is nothing I will give to the father or the mother of my child. That's not a fair term, and that's not something that I would think someone who cares about the other person genuinely would want in an agreement like that. And so there have been a couple of instances actually where couples like that came to me and got in the middle of drafting an agreement, and then one day I get an email that says we actually broke up, called off the engagement. The wedding was literally like 2 weeks away. It was crazy. Yeah. But then they said, in the process of coming up with this agreement, I realized I wasn't marrying who I thought I was marrying.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, look, if people are still hesitant about getting a marriage contract,
it's actually a good way to vet your person before.
100%. 100%.
Interesting.
100%. It's kind of like, you're going to see if that person is going to put their money where their mouth is. They say they care about you. They say they love you. They say they will do anything for you. Well, we'll see about that. Seriously, right? Like,
yeah.
What is and we're not asking for anything unreasonable either, right? Like, we're saying, look, if I'm going to be, bearing your children, I'm giving birth to them, and I have to sacrifice my own career so that we can have a family and so that you can continue to go out and work and continue to, progress your career. Yet you say to me, in the event that we separate, I'm not going to get anything out of that. That's not fair,
No,
right?
no.
Yeah.
That is interesting. Okay, so you mentioned that it takes a month or 2 months to usually carry a prenuptial agreement. So then what's the average? That's a short time. What's the average?
Well, I mean, average speaking in average in family law is so difficult, because family law it's not cookie cutter at all. Every case is so different. So it's hard to give you an average, but we always say, if you want to get a marriage contract, you have to, at the very least, get a lawyer 3 months before your wedding. That's the minimum amount of time that we require for us to feel comfortable in coming up with a fair agreement and doing proper due diligence.